Welcome back to another one of my videos. It's been a minute, but yes, I am George and I have returned. Of course, you know me, I am a massive Roma fan. Bit of new setup, got the Devin Booker top in her back. And tonight, well, tonight, it's actually more, it is tonight, it's evening. But this evening, I've got a very special guest. I've brought in Mr. Milan himself, the Minister of Milan Talk on TikTok, Antonio. Antonio, we filmed before, but the video didn't come out, so
Yeah,
this is going to be your first time going to be on the channel. Welcome, and thank you for coming.
Wagwan Manden. Here's Tony, Minister of
Wow.
Milan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Of course, you know he is a Milan fan. Antonio, how did you become a Milan fan? If you don't mind saying, you mind saying?
Obviously, I was born in Italy, born in Padua. I'd also thought Padua because obviously my dad was a Milan fan during the 80s, during the era of Sacchi, when they had Van Basten, Gulli, the Dutch Milan. So as he was talking me about the Milan, the Grand Milan era, from there I just became a Milan fan, and yeah, maybe I regret it, but maybe not.
Hey, they've seen better times. They have definitely seen
Times.
better times. But yeah, talking about seeing better times, let's just get straight into it. You know, Milan this season, it's a failure in my opinion, finishing fifth. What's your opinion on that? Like, how do you see the season? What's your overall opinions on it?
I was confident at the start of the season because they go Allegri. Allegri is someone that he gets the job done normally. Every club he has been to, Juventus, Milan in the past, he has always gotten the job done, never really failed. And then we finally got a sporting director, something that we've been asking for years, which was Itare, which has had the experience a lot. And he knows how to work with like little small budget. The transfer window, we got some players, but at the same time they sold like 20 players and we got 10 players. And I think Allegri had to manage the squad up. And for the first half of the season, I'm not saying that we were doing perfectly fine because the football wasn't the best football, but the results were coming. We went 25 games unbeaten. We were pretty good in the big games. And then I just feel like ever since that we won the derby, the last 10 games, the whole changing room just fell apart. I feel like there was a lot of corruption, sabotage from Ibrahimovic. The squad, I don't know, everything just lost motivation, and we were literally average like a relegation team now, and then we just ended those shambling the whole season. And I think it's one of the worst embarrassment thing that has happened in the recent years for the top team in Italy, because we're competing for the league and we ended up not going to the Champions League. You can't really move on from this.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I saw a stat somewhere that after that, the second Inter win. So when we were thinking, oh, Milan might be back in the title race. It was a very outside shot, but we thought if anybody could bottle a title, 7-point lead, it would be Inter. And this Milan team looked like they could go and do it. But since that win, you were the 17th worst team in the Serie A. Like, you can't win league titles, let alone qualify for Champions League with that. And that's how it is, man. You spoke about Ibrahimovic earlier. What's your opinion on Ibrahimovic, man? Like, what? I don't think it's very positive. I don't think any Milan fan now has a positive opinion on Ibrahimovic.
I already know that Ibrahimovic was a failure at Milan. The moment he came last season, he had a bit of controlling power, and he hired Kiroski, someone from Football Manager, for Milan Futuro. And we know how Milan Futuro ended up. They relegated. We did not really produce youngsters apart from Bartesaghi because the rest set them alone. Now, they want to give him power, but I don't really trust someone that flew for flipping America for the World Cup when they sacked everyone. It's been 3 weeks. We still haven't got a sporting director, CEO. We haven't got a new coach. But if you look at the other teams, like Juventus, they literally just sacked Comoli. They already got Carnevale a replacement. Even coaches market. They go Allegri. Gattuso is going to Lazio. Grosso is going to Fiorentina. All the top teams, they're already sorting themselves out. Us, it's been 3 weeks now. Nothing has been sorted. And the guy that is in power, Ibrahimovic, flew to America. Should I take him serious? Obviously, no, I'm not taking him serious. He's just there for the branding, for the image. Oh, yeah, I'm God, I'm this. But he's not showing anything. No result I'm seeing from Ibrahimovic.
Yeah, he's in America right now doing some World Cup with Thierry Henry. which is crazy. Like you said, everybody else has gotten their coaches. Even if it's not a good coach, like Lazio got Cardozo, they still got somebody. Milan have got nobody. They don't have a sporting director. They don't have a CEO. They do have a CEO, like technical. They don't have anything.
Yeah,
they fired everybody, and the talks is between three coaches, if I'm correct. Oliver Glasner, Ruben Amorim, and this one other that one from
his name is
who used to coach Erling Haaland RB Salzburg, if I'm correct.
Yeah,
decent coach, but again, we haven't seen any. I think he's in Saudi Arabia right now. Milan getting Saudi Arabia coaches. What are we doing? Like, you know, I made a video about it, and I said, look, Berlusconi got Arrigo from somewhere down the table and brought him to Milan. Arrigo had no experience coaching the likes of a club the size of Milan or Roma, or even in that stratosphere, and he got him, and we saw the dynasty he built. And I'm seeing Palladino, I'm seeing Italiano, I'm seeing Fabio Grosso, I'm seeing all these top young Italian coaches, well, youngish Italian coaches. They're not giving him a chance, and it's like that. Carlo Ancelotti as well. Carlo Ancelotti was like a Parma, or when he got the Milan job. That's how you build dynasties. I'm not saying, oh, go get the Parma coach. He plays horrible football, but like I'm just saying, go take a chance, because again, with Allegri, you know what you're gonna get out of Allegri. If you go get Conte, you know what you're gonna get out of Conte. Go get that young coach that's like, okay, playing some progressive football. We've seen that with the limited resources, the big teams have had a problem. Like, look what Italiano did with Bologna against Roma. Knocked them out
against us in the Coppa Italia final.
Exactly. I mean, like he got the likes of he made Ciro Immobile look like a competent striker for 3 weeks. Like, you know, it's crazy. But that's the thing with me, and I think that everything about it is just I don't know what they're doing. I have no idea what they're doing, and that's just how it is, man. But who would you pick out of those three coaches, Glasner, and all them boys? What would be your first choice?
I think, like, not just me, the Milan fan base that waiting for Glasner. I think Glasner is like a good translation to replicate what Allegri did. Not the horrible football, but at least the formation. You can still keep the back three on the line, and / also upgrade it by doing a more offensive football, pressing, like the way we were trying to do during Pioli and Fonseca. But at the same time, also keep the backline that Allegri set with Pavlovic, Tomori, and Gabbia. And I think it's a good translation to start with. And if you give him the players, we see what Glasner did at Frankfurt. He had someone like Colomwani, he had Indica, won the Europa League. Translation to Crystal Palace, he also had the Decentino over there. He had Eze, he had Mateta, he had Gay, and they won 3 trophies in 1 year. And before him, they didn't win anything for 100 years, and they just did like a mini trouble in the space of 1 year. Glasner is the winner, and I feel like if he comes to Milan, he can inherit, like I said again, that Allegri gameplay and also great offensively. And if they give him power to do what he wants to do, and they give him the play that he wants to do, I think we can actually do something. At least we can be presentable. I mean, because right now it's not really looking good.
Yeah. I think Glasner would also be my first choice if I was a Milan fan.
Yeah.
But why don't you go? I think you should get Allegri back from Napoli and go 1 more year as a Roma fan. But the big news that everyone's talking about, Rafael Leao wants out. He's been doing a lot of interviews. This is why his third interview saying that he doesn't want to be at Milan next season. We get it, Rafa. We get it. You don't want to be there. Like, what's your opinion on that? What's your opinion?
I think, okay, fair enough. I get he wants to leave. No one is forced to stay. No one is bigger than the club. But I feel like he's just doing too much. Like 3 interviews in the space of 2 weeks. Like, keep saying that he wants to leave Milan. That just shows that his demands are low. No one is going for him. He keeps saying that he wants La Liga, Premier League team. We haven't seen any club going for him. And I feel like he's just promoting himself. But for me, the World Cup is coming up. You have the chance to prove yourself that you can still play for a top level team. Why don't you just lock in for the World Cup? You play well, you perform, your value go up. Clubs will be willing to come for you. You have demand. But if you just stand there instead of focusing on the work and you're just there going on interview, say you want to leave with love, you want to leave with love. Abroski, we get it, bro. just focus on the World Cup. Like, I don't get why he's doing all of this like scenery in the media. I get he wants to leave. I have nothing wrong. If he wants to leave, he'll always be grateful. He has done a lot for us. It's time to leave. Yeah, it's been 7 years. Just the way he's doing it, just gonna make it leave in a bad way. You get what I'm saying? Like, he's not gonna live in a good way by doing all of this scenery. Especially if he does end up performing the work, which I hope he does, but he's not gonna have like the demands that he's dreaming of if he doesn't perform. You get what I mean?
You can tell he wants to leave to the Premier League, but I don't think he wants to go to any Premier League club. He wants the big six. He wants the United, the Arsenal to come in for him. But they're not gonna come in for you if you don't work hard. They're not gonna come in for you if you don't perform. Like you say, he used to be locked in. He's mentally not locked in, but his fists are. He got sent off against Chile. He got point for punching somebody. Like that's not gonna look good for you. Like Arteta's not looking at that and be like, oh, I want a guy who's punching players. No, they won't. You don't want that. He does, talent-wise, he has all the talent in the world to be playing for the top teams. However, football's moved on. You have to work hard. Anthony Gordon got £90 million move to Barcelona because he runs, and that's just how it is, man. That's just how it is. But yeah, I want to ask you: is he a Milan legend to you? Do you think he's a Milan legend?
I think he's a Milan legend. Obviously, he came in. What he did with the number 17, forget about number 10. But number 10, 17, Leao, he literally brought us a league title after 10 years. And the impact he had in the league title, MVP, we did 86 points, the highest that we ever did in the 3 points era. And the fact that he won the MVP and he brought us the league title after 10 years, because offensively, he was just in. Yes, sometimes you have Giroud, but who was consistent? It was Rafa Leao. He has to be in Milan history if you win the league as an MVP. I don't see why he shouldn't be a Milan legend. If someone like Ronaldinho, with due respect of Ronaldinho, people classify him as a Milan legend, although he was out of his prime, I think Leao impact that he had at Milan while you had the number 17, he was higher than what Ronaldinho did at AC Milan. Also, even with the number 10, we won the Supercoppa by beating Inter. But if we didn't have Leao coming on the second half, doing the masterpiece performance that he had against Inter, we wouldn't even have won the Supercoppa. So if he won 2 trophies in the last 5 years, it's only because of Rafa Leao. So I think he's a legend. Lower tier, I'm not saying there's an all-time 11 team A, B, C, but he still deserves a name in Milan history. And at the end of the day, if you look at it, goal and assist, it's like top 7 of all time or top 10, whatever is it.
Yeah, I think he's got. I read something. I think he might have like more goal involvements than Ricardo Kaká, Ballon d'Or winner Ricardo Kaká. It's crazy to think about what this guy did for Milan. It's such limited players. Like Giroud, let's be respectful here. Giroud was decent at Milan. He wasn't great. Yeah. He was like, we saw how many chances he missed. Giroud. Like, there's a reason why, bro. Baka Yoko. Like, bro, there's a reason why these players became memes. And Rafael was dragging that 2 league titles, Super Coppas, and Coppa Italia finals. Like he almost won the triple. Like all 3 made the trophies. And I also class him as a Milan legend. He might not be Maldini. I'm not gonna say he's Maldini, but I think he's definitely like a tier 2, tier 3 Milan legend. But yeah, if I'm asking you, my final question is, what would you grade this season? Like letter wise, number wise, either way, doesn't matter. What would you grade it?
I'll give Milan a 5 out of 10. Simply as a 5 out of 10 because our main target was not the league title, it was going to the Champions League after the terrible season that we had with Fonseca Conceição. We had it there, we just shambled the last 10 games, and bro, you can't really recover that. We had it literally right there. We were only like 6 points away or something like that, as I was seeing, but we kept on drawing, losing, fumbling, everything. It has to be a 5. Forget about the fact that we went 25 games unbeaten, that we're competing for the league. But at the end of the day, we didn't go to the Champions League. There's nothing that you can really say. And we did. And in the other competition, we got out so early. Coppa Italia and Supercoppa, we lost the first round. So we literally like relied only on the league and we fell on that. So I will even give a lower grade than 5. But I'm just being biased, a bit nice. The fact that we competed for the league, I'll just give it a 5.
Yeah. I probably would have given it a 3. It was pretty bad. The whole season was just like, it was between you when you beat Inter, it was a 2-horse race for the league title, like, and he finished 5th. You know what I mean? It was a pretty bad end. But yeah, I think that's it for me. Thank you for coming on, and thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will link all of Tonio's social media. Make sure to go follow him on TikTok and Twitter and Instagram. All those will be down in the descriptions. And excellent Milan creator, the Minister of Milan. There's a reason why we call him that.
Trust
And
me.
yeah, man, peace out. Thank you for
Thanks,
watching.